TV, same thing. Closing the door, main event. World too heavy, stacking this rent. Letting it bleed, making it cry. Up in the stars, time to fly. Drawn on my team, drown out that pain. Streets full of hunger, chains feel like chain. Flexing a PJ, dodging the rain. Came from the struggle, switching the lanes. Hope over following my dogs in a cage. Tat on my skin, seeing my rage. My mind spinning, demons calling my name. Turn off the TV, it's hurting my brain. Scroll through the gram, they watching the shine. Fake love, they standing in line. Red, blue divided, they hating our own. Cutting like knives, I'm in my zone. Still stacking high, inflation is raw. Grinding these shits, can't open the door. Young and get straight as they play at the park. The world is a powder keg, he needs a spark. The system is locked, but they keeping us low. Send us to prison, we never gon' know. The world is choking, they drill for a bag. Ice caps melting, now look at they swag. Fight for our rights and still catching some stray. Equal to pay, we still getting played. Love getting hated, rainbow under attack. Lost trying to cage us, we pushing right back. Then let it drip, let it pour to the floor. World's on fire, can't take it no more. Then let it drip, let it pour to the floor. World's on fire, can't take it no more. Then let it slide, let the truth hit the light. Chains on my soul, but my heart's in the fight. Then let it slide, let the truth hit the light. Chains on my soul, but my heart's in the fight. Back to the schemes, pocket with bread. Sell out the youth, the lies we spread. War on my screen, blood for the views. Kids see smoke, they don't know what to do. Don't take any souls every night. Mamas is crying, hold them tight. Hustle through dark, finding some peace. Wait is coming, catch and release. Fake news is spinning, the truth in the choke. Lies on the feed, the people in smoke. Losing their faith, no heroes, no trust. Dreams are the ashes, grinding the dust. Rent is sky high and they sleeping, they whip. Eviction notice, they losing their grips. The school's underfunded, the kids can't play. Texas outdated, they test anyway. Then let it drip, let it pour to the floor. World's on fire, can't take it no more. Then let it drip, let it pour to the floor. World's on fire, can't take it no more.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Let the truth hit the light. Chains on my soul, but my heart's in the fight. Then let it slide, let the truth hit the light. Chains on my soul, but my heart's in the fire. And there you have it. You see it like I see it.
Let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a light day. You know how we do on Thursdays. Let's go! Good morning! Welcome to the Thunderdome.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these reps. I'm like the criminal screaming. I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass.
Cars in the garage and tanks full of gas.
Like deja vu. Good morning, and
sitting in the living room screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. The algorithm told me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers.
I know some of you are in places where it's cold, but it's not over here. And maybe it's because of me. Hey, don't get say it with my chest. Yes, please. Tap the screen. Share the live. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my favorite part. Here it goes.
What? I haven't gone into
Zeus
Zeus
haters right here.
in a couple of days.
Yes.
Shit was
Think about that.
radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, you've gone. Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja
They
vu.
always say that about me. I'm the Rizzler.
It's like deja
And you know, I can't even be myself on this app.
It's like deja
Because then they'll report me because they're a bunch of crybabies. I don't get it. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It's Thursday, January 29th, 2026. And we're rounding the corner in the first month of the year. And once again, we are back in the Thunderdome to do the real work it takes to save this great country of ours. From the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons who we all know have been working diligently. Good morning, brother Eugene. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Eugene, he found me on YouTube yesterday. I was doing a little live yesterday. I'm going to start doing lives on YouTube where, you know, people could come in and just put stuff in the chat and I'll be talking on that. So be on the lookout for that. It's funner that way. It's different, I should say. But he was over there, so I might lay up off of him, you know, when he goes around and says he's handsome. Okay, I'll stay up off of him for a minute. But like I said, let's get back to what I'm saying. So for those of you, this might be your very first time tuning into a broadcast like this. I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say, well, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I am honest. I am the most honest person on social media, hands down. There's nobody more honest than me, all right? You might as well pretend like my hand's resting on a stack of Bibles, to be quite honest with you, because I don't think it's good to not tell the truth about things sometimes, especially when it's about politics, all right? That impacts everyone. The second H is because I am humble. There's nobody more humble than me. If I get it wrong, many of you know I'll be the first to apologize. But here's the thing. Just because your feelings are hurt doesn't mean that I owe you an apology. Sort of like what happened with that, what was his name, Denali? Yeah, I don't owe you an apology, all right? Most likely it means you need to sit your special behind down and do what? Listen to this special broadcast. Thank you. And the last, W, Tara. And the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, which is arguably one of the most important H's of them all. It is because I am and will always remain the most handsome. Check out my features. Yeah, I woke up like this. Thank you. Yeah, and they call me the Rizzler. Thank you, Kat. Yeah. Gotta bask in the glory. Now, besides all of that, what we do over here is very special on TikTok. It's sensational. It's magical. It's like going to Disneyland, but on TikTok in a way. Disney World, actually. What we do is we hold a mirror up to Donald Trump and his supporters, and we do not allow them to get away with being hypocrites on this platform. And many of you, you've been following me for years. Every time you expose their hypocrisy, they turn around and do the whole Biden Democrat shuffle. You know what I'm saying, W, Rick? Yes, stay strong. And just know, if you're a Trump supporter listening to me, because I have a lot of Trump supporters that come to this show, they hide in the shadows. I block them. They come back on their backup accounts. What about Biden? Yeah, they'll say that, and I made a song for them so that they understand we get it. We know all of the things you're crying about with Joe Biden. And actually, if you check out my story, you'll see a nice little video there. And none of it will work. I also must warn you, I know that a lot of Trump voters claim to be Christians, right? And because I've encountered these people, we've developed ways of confronting them and helping them to understand that they aren't Christians. And as a matter of fact, if they don't listen to what we're saying, then they'll face judgment, and I will throw them in the lake of fire. And I do have things like that over here on this show. So if you are one of these so-called Christians that worships Donald Trump, I'm going to be honest with you, you should leave my show right now, because I'm going to offend you. You know, yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, get this. I got to tell you this story. So this lady that used to come onto my show, and I can say her name now because she blocked me, Marsha. You all remember Marsha? Little Marsha lives in Tennessee. I married a black guy, Zeus. This is what she told me. I married a black guy, so that means she's qualified to speak to Big Zeus. Now, she's a white lady, and I've been trying to minister to her to help her understand, she's really on the wrong side of the track. You can't say you love a black guy and then vote for Donald Trump. And even if he lets you vote for Donald Trump, he hates himself and he hates his country, right? So don't do that, Marsha. And so she says, I'm not coming to your show anymore, Zeus, because you and all of your panelists, you know who they are, Shay, Ange, Jim, Nutty, especially Nutty, right? Swerve. You all spew so much hatred. That's what she told me yesterday. And I said, ma'am, give us a break. Give us a break. There's nobody that spews more hatred than Donald Trump. He's the one that started all of this. Donald Trump is the person that has opened up the door for misogyny, bigotry, hatred, xenophobia, racist. I could fill a whole wall of evil things Donald Trump has opened up the door to. And all we're doing is pushing back and defending ourselves. All right? Just like the people in Minnesota that you all love to demonize. They put a video out about Alex yesterday. You saw the videos. It was a political hit job. He kicked the tail light out. Oh, that doesn't mean you have a permission to unalive the person. You were supposed to arrest him. You didn't do your job then. You didn't do it when he did what you did. So no, The hatred is coming from the right. Most of the political violence is coming from the right. And the right doesn't want to take accountability for that. And so guess what Marsha did? This is what, you want to know what made Marsha block me, ladies and gentlemen? I'll promise you, this is what it was. So she brought up immigration, right? And then she said, well, Joe Biden, this is what she said. Joe Biden allowed the illegals to come into the country, and I want to feel safe. So what I did was, and Rick, I got to give Rick a huge round of applause. I said, ma'am, I made a special song for you. And I gave her the video. Remember the video I made? Remember this one? Remember this? I made this one. This is what I did. This is what I sent her. You can go check it on my story. Yeah, I played this for her. Remember he stole the election, MAGA? Yeah, we know that. I played this for her. Yeah, remember Biden did this to you, Marsha? Remember this, Marsha? 13 soldiers gone. Joe acting blind. Joe acting. And Marsha blocked me after that. Yeah, she blocked me right after that. And you know what? And I'll say this. And then I'll go ahead and send Marsha straight to hell. Since he already thinks I'm an evil person. Marsha, I had the best sleep of my life ever since you blocked me, ma'am. So may you and the devil enjoy each other. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire, because I don't have any feelings for a MAGA demon. I really don't. You missed your opportunity to get off the Trump train, Marsha, and unfortunately, you failed. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Marsha straight to hell.
Silence!
Yeah.
You MAGA demon!
And that's a huge W. That's a huge W, Zeus. Let me make this real clear to my fellow Trump voters out there. I can put up with you, and I really do try to speak to the better parts of you, what's left. But if you decide to do what you do, it really doesn't bother me. I'll just do what I was going to do once it's all said and done. Because what you've done to this great country of ours, it's unforgivable in so many ways. It really is. And so no, I don't feel bad about it. People said, how do you feel about blocking or her blocking you? I said, watch, you'll see her on the news after ICE goes and kicks down her front door and does what they've been doing. You know, well, maybe not, because Tom Homan is in charge. All right, and so listen, let's go ahead and move on. We're done with Marsha, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get through some of my topics, all right? But let that be a lesson. Let that be a lesson to any of you Trump voters that like to try to take advantage of Big Zeus's kindness. I give you all so many chances on my show to get it right. And what do? You demonize me. You demonize me. What have I done to you? You can't think of anything that Big Zeus has done to you. So let's go ahead and finish up with the Lake of Fire treatment, ladies and gentlemen. People have been sending me this, and I'm going to do it. You know, I got to do it. This morning, there are some folks out here that need to go straight to hell. How many of you know who this is? How many of you know who this lady is? Valentina Gomez, all right? Latina, Texas, 31st District, running for an elected position, all right? And somebody sent this thing to me, and it says the funniest thing about her is if she wasn't famous, she would be deported. She would be beat up by the ICE agents. But listen to what her rhetoric is, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why she has to go straight to hell. Because I know she's been listening to these folks on TikTok, mainly Lion Lou. This is what happens when you listen to Lion Lou and you forget you're Hispanic, all right? You start making silly videos like this. Let's listen to what she says. And this is the reason you should vote for her, by the way.
I'm a Republican, and I don't like guys. I love them. And if you're an ICE agent here in Texas, I have some white monsters ready for you boys, because I want you caffeinated and motivated, so you can deport every scammy Somalian, every terrorist Muslim, and every Haitian that is eating our dogs and cats. I stand with my ICE agents. And when you boys see this, let me join a rave so I can put the handcuffs on an illegal.
You hear? Ma'am, now, I'm going to set aside my Democrat ways, ma'am, because I got to speak to you in MAGAnese, all right? So I'll say it like this, ma'am. You're not speaking proper English, All right? Your grammar's way off. You're putting the S's and you're putting the EDs in the wrong spot. All right? And you think that because you say you love your oppressor, that somehow makes you exempt from being deported. Didn't I just read a story yesterday about an elected official out in Florida who was caught speaking Spanish in the airport, and then it dawned on her that she had made a serious mistake? Didn't I just read that story? But I guess some folks don't think fat meat is greasy. They don't think it is greasy. And then next thing you know, hell and destruction visits them. And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen. You can go look her up right there. Valentina Gomez. Powered by Jesus Christ. At first I was offended. But then I remember we have a MAGA demon that likes to visit this show who calls himself Jesus Christ. You remember him? Clickbait, trash bait. So what she's saying is she's powered by trash bait. Well, man, when you're powered by trash bait, there's really nothing else for me to do except for seal your fate. Yeah, I should seal your fate. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire, and we're going to seal this demon's fate. She's 26 years old, Valentina Gomez, in the state of Texas, running to get elected. But instead, she won't get elected. She'll get rejected. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending this MAGA demon where she belongs, right along with Marsha, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Ma'am, it's despicable. It's really despicable that folks that are of the Hispanic, lineage will get up here and try to pretend like they are white. I mean, that is absurd. Ma'am, I'm pretty sure if we did a DNA test, you find out you were black too. She doesn't even know who she is. When you have people who don't know who they are, fixing their lips, fixing their mouth to say something as offensive as she said, she's going to try to demonize the Somalians, but she's totally ignorant, totally blind to the reality that she's right next on the chopping block. It makes absolutely no sense. But Valentina, I got one last thing to say to you. Remember these wise words your dear leader once said about you?
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
That's a UW. I gotta go ahead. Why are you worried about Latinos? Alter ego, that's a great question. Now I can put my Democrat hat back on. I'm worried about all people, alter ego. That's me putting my Democrat hat back on, because if you mistreat one person, then you open the door for everybody to be mistreated, because that's how it works, all right? If you've been following history, you know that. But because MAGA doesn't get that lesson, then sometimes, we got to get in the paint and play hardball with you, sort of like what Q-Dog does. Did I answer your question? Did I answer your question, alter ego? Because I care about all people, really, right? But what I can't do is allow people like Straight Facts to play in my face, all right? There is history, there's precedent, there's an order to the madness here in the United States, all right? And believe me, black man in America, I've seen a lot of black people have seen a lot in this country, and some stuff is just flat out common sense, all right? And she doesn't get it. I really do believe somewhere in her experience, she's only 26 years old, she hasn't found out yet, so she's not old enough, she's not wise enough, but she's at the point in her life where she doesn't think she's Hispanic. She thinks that she's been accepted into the white society, the white culture, but she'll find out. Because everyone does. That's a huge W, Zeus. For instance, I'll give you a good illustration, alter ego. In her mind, she thinks she's Melania. Did you know that? She thinks of herself as Melania, all right? And I could probably go in, now this is just speculation, probably hanging out with a bunch of Trump supporter, the ones that drive the big black trucks, and they've been telling her she's cute and they've been demonizing all these other groups, and they've been saying things that they would normally say around each other, but they've let her in on the conversations. So she believes, honestly, she's been, so to speak, saved. She thinks she's been saved by Jesus. And that now that she's on the inner side of it, the inner circle that she's got, she believes that whatever is happening to all these other folks, it will not ever happen to her. But that's because she's young. She's 26 years old. If she lives her life and, things go on the way that they go, because, some people get caught up in that delusion, she'll find out. She will find out. Oh, you don't like the way that I speak when I talk English? No, ma'am, because we can tell right away. A lot of Democrats give you a pass when you start talking and your grammar is off. We'll give you a pass because we understand that language barriers are an issue, right? And we want to work with you. We believe you should have an opportunity to still be successful because English isn't your first language. All right, we're trying to work with you. But when you spit in our faces like that, may hell be your portion. That's a huge W, Zeus. I give you, but listen, even if you got white skin though, like Melania, listen to this. We'll still get you, all right? Now, listen to what Melania had the audacity to say. This is Melania trying to sell her book, ladies and gentlemen. The whole interview she did on Fox News was just her being a huge hypocrite. But when she says certain things about Donald Trump and the administration and what they stand for, you just got to go, enough of that. So let's listen to Melania say that Donald Trump wants a country where people aren't harassed, unalived, or raped by women.
Like to have a country that all of the people can walk down the street and not to be harassed or murdered or women raped. I think it's very important. And what happened a few years ago, so many criminals came over the border. And he closed the border now a while back already. And we need to take care of our citizens.
First of all, who understood what Melania was saying? I really don't, number one, but I caught a few words. Now, that was rude for me to say that as a Democrat. But when I'm speaking to Trump voters, I can say that because that's how they talk, with force. I don't know what she's saying. And she can't speak for me, number one. But number two, how many of you know about Donald Trump and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein? You all know about it? Remember the Lake Michigan story? In the limo in Texas story and several other stories? You're talking about harassing women? You mean the one that said, "Quiet piggy"? Her husband. Unaliving women? You don't get me started on the limo driver in the Lake Michigan story and what he's doing in the Eastern Pacific with, the boom booms on the boats. He has the spirit of unaliving. Don't get me started. And then you want to talk about grape again. Where are the Epstein files, Melania? Their words convict them. Their words convict them. This is why MAGA has a problem. It's not me. I'm just calling out your hypocrisy. So Melania, you know what I'm going to do? I try not to get into Melania because, she's not the president, but I understand you're a force right now and you have the ability to brainwash the cult members out there, so to speak. And you're also trying to get people to go see your movie. Ma'am, you should have put that movie just on YouTube. You should have just put it on YouTube. Nobody wants to go sit in the theater, take time out of their busy lives to go watch what you and Donald Trump got going on. And you should have came to me. I could have made that movie hot. I would have made that movie hotter than it could have ever been with you. Because you know what I would have did? We would have started it off with, Jeffrey is a terrific guy. Once she started off with that, Melania, trust me, we all would have went to the movie theater, and then we would have had the whole situation where Donald Trump outbidded him on that property. We would have found out how you and Jeffrey got connected and stuff like that. And then we would have went through all the points, especially when he cheated on you. Oh, we would have really got deep into this. But I know you wouldn't do that. You want to put the Disney version out, and nobody wants to see that, Melania. Put it on YouTube, all right? Relax. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to send Melania straight to hell. And it is only because she's trying to say that her husband isn't a guy that we all just acknowledged he was, all right? And we can't allow that. If you lie, you fry. Ladies and gentlemen, join me. No one's going to go see the movie. Maybe MAGA will, because they just love being lied to, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, Melania, unfortunately, you can't lie like this, all right? I understood what you said. It wasn't good English, but I caught enough to understand you were lying. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, I mean, and that's a huge WZ. The next thing that I want to do is we all got to listen to Ilhan Omar yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, and I just got to say this. I don't really follow her that much, but right is right, wrong is wrong. All right, and we're going to listen to Ilhan Omar call out Donald Trump. And let's go back to the person she's talking about, because this is important. You look at this guy, and as she's talking, I want to make sure we all understand who the person is in the world right now that's responsible for all of, I'd say, if you could let me do it, based on the numbers that I've seen, 99.9% of the political violence in America right now, it's Donald Trump.
You know, blame is very interesting, but facts are more important. And what the facts have shown since I've gotten into elected office is that every time the President of the United States has chosen to use hateful rhetoric to talk about me and the community that I represent, my death threats skyrocket.
You hear that? Trucking ain't easy.
For 4 years, since when he was in office.
You hear this? Trucking ain't easy.
The first 2 years I was state rep.
Yeah.
And the last 2 years I was a member of Congress. It was maybe my second or third week when he started attacking me.
Yeah.
I became a freshman who nobody should have actually known I existed because I wielded no power.
Remember this?
To having the most death threats of any member of Congress.
Why is the president causing a woman to experience these kind of threats? Remember what Melania just said? No. See, you see her? You see him right there? The fake Jesus Christ in the audience right there? That's the one I was talking about, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest hypocrite on TikTok. You see how they show up when the truth starts to come out? Oh, yeah, because I'm exposing their dear leader. Yeah, you might want to listen up. The violence is coming from you on the right. And Ilhan Omar's calling it out.
Point where I had to have 6 Capitol Police officers providing 24-hour detail to me and my family.
It's sad. She's a woman.
He left office. Well, he was defeated. And Biden got elected. And for 4 years, it almost plummeted.
Wow.
Then he came back into office. And he reassumed his vitriol. And now, my death threats are the highest of the members of Congress.
It's really
and last night, the man that attacked me was specifically upset that Trump's order to deport Somalis was not yielding enough deportations of Somalis.
Oh. You see,
So he wanted to come get the person he thought was protecting the Somalis. Well, we are protected by the Constitution. I'm sorry to tell you the truth.
You hear that? You hear that? Do y'all know
We
what
are
that is?
protected by the Constitution.
MAGA, do you know what that
And
is?
so I do believe that the facts of the situation are.
Dino, I'm going to stop you right there. You said you think it was staged? Christina, even if, I don't care, Christina, it doesn't matter what was in there. It really doesn't matter what was in there. Right is right, wrong is wrong. No man should walk up to you. No, it doesn't, Christina. And see, now I've caught you being a liar, Christina. See, now I've caught you. No man should go up and put any unknown substance on a woman for no reason. I don't care. You know what you can do with stuff like that? in the wrong hands, that could be a biohazard. Did you know that? You could eliminate somebody, Christina, with the right combination of chemicals in a syringe. Did you know that, Christina? I mean, seriously. Have some sort of compassion in your heart for once. All right? And Dino, I didn't forget you. You said it was staged? Yeah, it was staged just like what happened in Butler by a Trump supporter. Yeah, because you know what happened in Butler was done by a Trump supporter too. It's so funny, Dino. Everything we catch MAGA doing, y'all claim it's staged. Butler, this, January 6th. The list goes on and on. It's staged. You know what? I'm starting to think you're right, Dino. Y'all do a whole lot of staging of crimes. Y'all experts at this. Y'all should get contracts with Hollywood.
That I wouldn't be where I am at today, having to pay for security, having the government to think about providing me security if Donald Trump wasn't in office and if he wasn't so obsessed with me.
He's obsessed with her.
It is ironic
Listen to this part.
that just last night he was on stage moments before I was attacked,
right,
talking about me. And then when asked about my attack, he said, I don't think about her.
Remember that? That's exactly what he did to Marjorie Trader Brown. Same playbook. I tell you, conservative women, y'all better get out of this abusive relationship you found yourself in with these guys, because it starts out verbally and emotionally and it escalates to physical. And I see it. I could call this stuff out with my eyes closed in the dark. You know, I could see it a mile away, and she's calling it out.
Remember, is he suffering from dementia?
Yeah, no, dementia. No.
How do you spend 20, 30 minutes on stage obsessing over me by name multiple times?
Yeah, how?
And then moments later say, Ilhan Omar? I don't think about her. So, hopefully that answers your question.
Thank you. So what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, W's in the chat for Ilhan. But I also am going to roar him up the lake of fire, and then, you know, we're going to take some. Oh, actually, I did know to do one more thing, and then I'll interact with some of the guests. I'm going to warm up the lake of fire real quick. This is for all the Trump voters out there that watch evil being conducted to an innocent woman. Ilhan Omar, you have no evidence of fraud. You have none. All you have is Donald Trump's lying words. And remember, I had the Trump voter in my guest yesterday. The guest, what was his name? Denali. How many lies does it take to be a liar? Oh, please, give me a break. One is too many. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire and sending these Trump voters, the one that claim to be Christians, but they ain't Christians, they're devils. Join me in sending them straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA daily.
All right, I gotta go to the box. Like I said, it's an abbreviated show. Oh, look at what the cat drew again, ladies and gentlemen. And this won't take long. It's amazing you're here. How can I help you?
Yes.
You remember Snuggie? You remember Snuggie, ladies and gentlemen?
This is a great show. It's just all crying and whining, and Donald Trump's still your daddy for 3 more years. It's okay. You're doing great, guys, though. Keep complaining and keep crying.
You think so?
And Omar's a liar. That was a setup.
Okay.
As always.
Strike 2.
Strike 2.
Yeah. So let me ask
keep
you.
going, though.
Did
She
you watch
gave
Tom?
that guy a nod.
Did you watch
Did you
Tom
see that?
Homan this morning? Did you watch Tom?
No, did you see that guy give Omar the nod? Omar gave him the nod to go ahead and throw the water on her.
Oh, do you have any
holy
evidence
water?
of that? Do you have
No,
it?
do it in slow motion like you would do for when you're investigating
So
Donald Trump.
So you don't have any evidence.
When you investigate Donald Trump, you do things in slow motion.
Yeah. Do you have the evidence?
Yeah. If this was Donald Trump with the fraud thing in Minnesota, you'd be all over it, wouldn't you? But you just ignore the crimes of Democrats, just like you always do.
Has she been indicted? Has she been indicted?
You know that Mega is not anywhere with the crowds.
Hey, come on, slow down. I'm trying to be reasonable. Has Ilhan Omar been indicted? Has she been indicted?
She will be.
So the answer is no.
Right. The answer is no.
Okay, so you can't say she's been accused of any crime.
So has Donald Trump been indicted for Epstein? Has Donald Trump been indicted for Epstein?
He's in the files.
Then shut your mouth.
He's in
then
the
shut
files.
your mouth.
He's in the.
Because I can say the same thing back.
Is he in the files? is he in the files?
Yeah, Omar's in the list of fraud too. Yeah, they're both
Donald
in files. Go ahead.
Can you stop?
No,
so you
ahead.
acknowledge Donald Trump is in the Epstein files.
Right, but there's
okay. So let's unpack that. Let's unpack that. How come he won't release? How come he won't release them?
He has.
No, he hasn't. He's only released less
he's
than
got
1%.
400 lawyers that have to protect people in that group.
Snuggles,
Did you read about those 400
you
lawyers?
said he's released the files. I think that's your third lie.
Did you
there.
Did you
that's
hear
your
about
third
the
lie right there,
lawyers, bro?
Snuggles, that's your third lie, bro. Snuggles, Snuggie, you gotta go, ladies and gentlemen. That's your third lie, ladies and gentlemen. Snuggie cannot tell the truth. He lied. The Epstein files have not been released. Donald Trump's name is all over them. Ilhan Omar has not been indicted, and as you can see on my show, once again, a Trump supporter got up in the box. They lied. And you know what happens when you lie? You get fried. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending that demon straight to hell. I can't have liars.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Is there an honest Trump voter out there this morning? I mean, seriously, we don't got time to play around with you all. You all are a bunch of liars. Look at what the cat drug in. I'm getting 2 for 1 this morning, hopefully. Okay, let's see. Where are we at, ladies and gentlemen? Where are we at? I guess your friend DJ, he decided he didn't want any of that, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't want any of that. All right, moving it along. W's in the chat. Boost Brave Creators. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How's it going?
I'm doing all right. How can I help you?
Well, I like to ask people what are the 3 biggest threats, and and I think I'm generally a Trump supporter. I'm more of a Trump critic. I'd be willing to go toe to toe for you. I bet I can say more thing bad about Trump than you can say bad about Biden. And then I challenge people.
That's possible because Trump is a bad person in comparison to Biden. So that makes sense if you think about it, right?
Well, and that Democrats tend to not have the ability to be very critical of their own party.
I can be very critical of Joe Biden. For instance, I really don't know why he picked Merrick Garland. I don't even know why he let him stay as long. How could you let a man that indicted your son? How could you still let him be the attorney general? That really bothers me. You know what I'm saying? I could even get on Biden about, not taking an immigration situation very seriously. Maybe he should have done something early on and maybe taken it a lot serious when it came to immigration and not let Donald Trump politicize the border and put us in a situation as the Democrats. I could get on Joe Biden, but at the end of the day, he's a decent human being. You know what I'm saying? And this is what this is about. Could you say the same thing about Donald Trump, though?
So, and then the other challenge for you and for people in the chat, just to check ourselves, it's a struggle for me, but then are you able to say 3 positive things about Trump? This is a hard one for you guys. I know this is where it really takes work. I'll go first. Biden did the Infrastructure Act. He did the CHIPS Act. He's the most generous president, generous president in history. He gave over $20 million in wire transfers to his family. That's a joke.
Yeah, that is a joke. Yeah. What can I say positive? I would say Donald Trump has done an outstanding job running a cult. I got to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen a man do that, having such a terrible track record when it comes to. And I'm not joking. You know what I'm saying? But I really do struggle to find something good about Donald Trump. Maybe you can help me. What is 3 things you think that makes Trump a good person?
Don't sell your shirt. You can't fail the test yet. I mean, is there?
I tried.
Do you have, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 3.
I want to say this is where I would say. I want to say, well, he has to be a good father. But when I think about it, I can't do it. I can't do it because I got too many examples of things that he's done as a man that I would have to say is really bad, especially if you look at the relationship he had with Epstein. I don't think a father that loved their kids wouldn't put themselves in a situation with him to make their kids have to defend that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Well,
what do
you
you
know,
think
and
are
that,
the three? But honestly, what do you think are the three good things? Because if there's a way to make Trump seem like
well,
a decent
what I
person,
mean, just take the talking points. Just take the talking points that people say good about Trump. Just see if you can take the talking points.
I'm listening.
You really you can't. Well, you know why everybody likes Trump. I mean, you have half of America that likes Trump, right? I mean,
If you want my and I appreciate you because I think you're really trying to do something that needs to be done in this country, right? Trying to
right.
help bridge some of the divides that we have.
Yep.
And I do feel like, you know what? I may have been radicalized a bit with rhetoric on the left when it comes to Donald Trump. So I'm now
Yeah.
in a situation with you where I'm saying, give me something that I could
Right.
use to see Trump as the way perhaps all of you see him. And it got to be rooted in truth.
Yeah,
And
and Zeus, you've done something that I've never seen a Democrat do is be able to acknowledge, and that like maybe we've been duped a little bit, maybe like that's freaking huge because one of my most strongest things is I was wrong about Trump. I was really hopeful. He shit the bed on Gaza. Are you kidding me? We're just gonna go be complicit in a genocide. He went in bed with Palantir. The Operation Warp. Well, a lot of people use the Operation Warp Speed in your situation, and they say he did do that. However, that was a complete freaking nightmare, and that but. And I won't get into that because that's too sensitive for people to come to the point that was possibly a psychological Depop clot shot, maybe.
Well, that gets into a lot of stuff, and we can't go that deep into it because this is TikTok,
Right.
and people get into it when it starts looking like conspiracy and misinformation. But I still wanted to make sure I double checked with you. What, in your opinion, are those three things that make that you believe makes Trump? Because I don't honestly know. Even if you wanted to use
Right.
Operation Warp, I don't want to say it. I have a problem with the way that he provided conflicting information about that
Right.
because I don't think it actually worked the way it could have worked. So, what would you say are like the top three things that prove to you Donald Trump is like an all-around great guy?
Yeah. So just before I get to that, let me just comment on we have to be careful that we're not being conditioned by TikTok and two things, and one is that we don't treat each other like animals by muting and blocking and just, you might as well put people in a cage that's fascist, give people closure, try to hear people out. And I'd love to people say, I don't drop people, but you're going to have to drop yourself. And if you can't drop yourself, I'll drop you.
Yeah.
But you don't like,
and I think that if you want to do it like that, because as hosts, we have to protect our platforms, right? From
right.
folks, especially on the right, getting up here. I mean, it can happen anyway, but you get up here
Right.
and you start spewing a bunch of nonsense that's misinformation, that could get the live taken down. You start
Right.
getting up here and you start cursing and using harmful language that is harmful to communities. That could get the live taken down. And so
Sure.
if you're breaking basically the community guidelines, that's going to be an issue and always. And I know that some creators they have a less of a tolerance than I do. Boom, they'll drop you, and you all will walk
Right.
away thinking you cooked. You didn't cook. They just had to protect their platform. But then the other issue that I'm running into is when I'm asking Trump voters, honestly, serious questions. I just need a straight up answer. We seem to be struggling to get those straight up answers, and it always turns into this "what about Biden" or Obama business. And again, it's a waste of time. Time is money, right?
Right.
And
Right. And
you can't go onto a national network and expect them to give you as much time as you want to answer simple questions. If it was in you, if you truly had conviction about the way you felt, it shouldn't be that difficult to answer. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And and just when just a little self check. When we can't say vaccine, we can't say COVID. That's That's sign of a psychological operation.
It could
You know
be.
what I mean?
It could be.
You know-
It could be,
So-
especially if you got a weak mind. All right. But again,
Right.
I understand on the
Yeah.
app, if you say those things, we could get into some trouble. So now, listen.
Right. And as creators, if we could try to push back, like I have a friend, his
Yeah.
only rules are you cannot censor yourself, and you wouldn't believe we say all the craziest stuff,
Yeah.
never get dropped. So and
Yeah.
they have been better. But
Fair enough.
to answer your question,
Oh,
so,
you got the answer? Fair enough.
yeah,
I mean,
so
but you know what you just did, right? Because I got to get people up here and in and out, and I try to be as fair as possible. And it was just like, why dance around it? Give us the three things, and I promise you, I might agree with you, or I might not. But I want to give other people the opportunity to respond to what you say are those three things too. All right. So what do you got?
So I'll steal the Operation Warp Speed, but I think it was there's that. That's what a lot of Democrats will go. They're able to say that. They also say about the thing with the pet and the animal thing. I don't know if you remember that, where he changed some laws about testing on animals.
Okay.
So there's that. You remember that? And then
I don't know. I got to look into that part. See.
I'm not real familiar with that.
Operation Warp Speed, maybe improving animal research. He made it
and to be clear,
so that's two.
Yeah. So
okay, what's next?
Yeah. So I can probably come up with four, but so the other thing that we are totally missing, I think, is that and we have to understand that they play good cop, bad cop, and you're not, and like. And so Biden created this problem bringing people in, but so him when we look at what's going on in the UK, when we look at what's going on in Ireland,
so can I slow you down for a second, because I have a limited amount of time today, bro. But what was the third thing? And then I'm going to move on, because Big Zeus has to run, and I'm hoping you'll stay around here, and I'm going to try to bring up other people who are listening to this exchange. And I'm hoping you can listen to some of their feedback. Sounds like a deal. So give me the third thing, and then I got to move it on. All right. What do you got?
And I just wanted to say, if we can just push back against the two biggest thing, division, if we can invite Republicans to our protests, vice versa. Number two, if we can, and distraction. If you want to really, ruffle some feathers, talk about the conspiracy facts. Talk about the stuff they don't want you talking about.
Fair
okay.
Enough. All right.
And the third
now I got to move it on. All right. I got to move it on, bro, because we're down. But ladies and gentlemen, that's
okay.
All right. Come on back. Thank you, Booth Brave creators, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you all know I got to be the host of the show, but I do believe he's smarter than DJ. You know who DJ is, ladies and gentlemen, don't you? He's smarter than DJ, and he's smarter than Snuggie. All right, and so I couldn't send them straight to hell. So you guys, all right, but I gotta. It's an abbreviated show, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm moving it along. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm gonna try to get through as many of my mutuals as I can. I see you, Dr. Lex. Good morning, Brother Swerve. How are you doing?
Good morning, my brother, my friend, my confidant in the kingdom.
How are you?
So I'm okay, man. I'm okay. I'm hanging in there under all this snow.
Okay, good.
But I was just listening to that, and I'm gonna just say this: when we have a president or our duly elected officials, I'm looking for something that they're gonna do to help all their constituents or the entire country. So Donald Trump signed an executive order saying, "Hey, we're not gonna do animal testing anymore." Yeah, that didn't really go over that well, number one. And then he signed an executive order making it a felony to harm animals. Well, I don't harm animals. In fact, people who know me know how much I love my dog.
Yeah.
And, so that didn't really help the entire country, did it?
No.
Some people don't even have animals.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't like them, and they know, hey, I can't get an animal because I'm not going to take care of it.
Facts.
Then they say, oh, well, he signed the First Step Act. Okay, well, I'm not a criminal. I've never been in prison, so that didn't really help me or over half the country either.
Yeah.
And Maggie, y'all need to get your math right when y'all say half of America voted for Donald Trump. Half of America didn't even vote. Half of America didn't even vote.
There's 330 million or 340 million people in America, so yeah, you can't say half.
Exactly. And then like 140 some million people voted. So that as they say down in the South, that dog don't hunt on any day.
Thank you, W Swerve. That's a good point.
And then it was a landslide victory. This is what the American people voted for. Two things. One, I can find videos by the thousands on YouTube of MAGA regretting their vote. You have talked to them. I have talked to them of MAGA regretting their vote. Yeah. That's number one.
True.
Number two, when they come up with the quote unquote landslide victory, 1.47%.
Yeah.
You won something about 1.4%. And now, because of the whiny little loser he is, there he is trying to relitigate just had Pam Bondi send something to Georgia with the DOJ.
I did. Yes.
I mean, come on. You think I'm gonna actually sit here and try to say something good about Donald Trump?
Did we get? Hey, did you hear the 3 things he said? Because I may have missed it. Did you hear him list 3 things that were good about Donald Trump?
Not one.
I may have missed it. Did anyone remember what those 3 things were?
I can't think of a single thing. But hey, listen, brother, I know you got an abbreviated show. I just wanted to come up and spit them facts on you real quick. Like we always do over here in the kingdom.
Don't worry.
Y'all be well. Y'all be safe.
Yeah.
Y'all on it. Have fun while you do it.
Amen.
Thank you, Zeus.
W, Brother Swerve. I appreciate it. Because I may have missed it. Good morning, Dr. Lex. Welcome. Hello, Dr. Keisha. Hello, Dr. Lex.
What's happening?
Welcome back. All right. Nice to see you. All right.
I'm in the airport right now.
Oh, okay. You heading out of the town, or out of the country?
Headed to LAX.
Okay,
I'm going to Grammys.
Okay, you're going to the Grammys. Okay. Well, you're going to do an outstanding job. I don't know what you're doing there, but you have our blessings from the kingdom. All right, whatever you're doing. All right. Oh, wait a second. Y'all cut it out. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen. All right, listen. Hold on. Let me see my brother out there. Okay, go ahead. You want it? Go for it. Go ahead. Show us what you're doing. He gonna take the now. Who had the cowboy hat with the sunglasses, ladies and gentlemen? But I ain't gonna say his name. Zeus. All right, W. Zeus.
Wait a second. I can show you. I can show you pictures of my granddaddy wearing a cowboy hat.
Okay. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Okay.
But you gotta get some of those.
Hey, enough of that, Dr. Lex. Enough of that.
I'm gonna try to keep everybody in tune with what I got going on out there. So what do you
exactly are you going to be doing if you can at the Grammys?
Well,
That's pretty impressive, and congrats on that.
I'm going out to a bunch of meetings, and I'm signed to Empire, so I'm going out to the meet with Shabuzi. You familiar with him?
I don't know Shabuzi.
You ain't heard that country song? Everybody in the club the club getting tipsy.
Oh,
everybody?
I do. Yeah,
that's him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm signed. I'm signed to the same label he's signed to. Okay. Look at Dame down there. Dame
is here.
Hey, Dame, how's Waffle House? Or is that Bretta? Which one of you guys is?
No. Dame is actually warming up a little. He got a long way to go, but I'm working on his soul because he knows his soul is on the line. All right, but
yeah. Well, a lot of these people, they're a lot of these guys, it's indefensible now. It's gotten to the point of being indefensible.
Yeah.
And I can't see how you can make excuses for what they're doing because, people's, I was just listening this morning. Somebody's insurance went up from $25 to $1,200.
Health insurance.
Yeah, health insurance. Yeah. And then the fact that he's talking about the 2A, and I thought that the Democrats were the ones going to take the gun.
Yeah.
Oops, the pew-pews, my bad.
Yeah.
And I go ahead.
No. What we're seeing right now is they don't really represent the entire country. They only care about the Constitution when it benefits them. So you're spot on. And we're gonna keep exposing them. Oh, your deductible went from $300 to $700. I'm so sorry. Wow.
Well, you know what you got to think about. These people, a lot of especially in the area I live in. I talked to some of them, and one guy was arguing me up and down that bill was going to be good, but he didn't realize that the ACA was Obamacare.
Yeah, they don't know that a lot of the perks that they got in life right now, they got it from a Democrat.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, but listen, I know you're at the airport, bro, and I'm going to let you go because it's a limited show, but it was so nice to see you. And what we'll do is we'll get someone else up here, but fly safe and keep us updated, all right? There's a lot in the background, all right? Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, yeah, I know. She started talking to me and I sat down. All right, bro.
All right,
I'm gonna.
Dr. Lex, ladies and gentlemen, a huge, safe flight. Yeah, what a show. Y'all doing a lot. Wow, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now, I just wanted to acknowledge my haters out there, Kimmy and Torres, and I see you in the comments section just making all kinds of ridiculous remarks. But if you could, please name 3 things that make Donald Trump a great person. Because the last guest that I was talking to, I think he tried to, but I couldn't get him. So could you please list the 3 things that you think make... Yeah, I gotta leave soon, Doc, because it's Thursday. You know what I do on Thursdays, all right? And I'll hear you out. All right? But please, give us the 3 things. The audience wants to know. We really do. Okay, let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Moving it along, all right. Oh, look at that. Fuzzard. Well, I mean, listen, I'm being fair. Family man, no, you can't give him a family man that because he cheated on his wives. You can't do that. Good morning, Fuzzard.
Good morning, Zeus.
Husband, you can't do it with husband because he cheated on his wives with that too. Grandpa, okay, good morning. And that doesn't mean you're a good grandpa just because you got the title. So, Fuzzard, good morning. Sorry about that. These folks.
That's fine. So, I've been asked that same thing. You probably can't say 3 good things about Donald Trump. That's not a flex. Why are you challenging me with this? Why is that a flex? So, by the way, you're a MAGA and you can't come up with 3 good things over the course of now over 5 years. You are MAGA and you couldn't do it yourself. You came up with plenty for Biden. You, as MAGA, came up with a bunch right off the top of your head for Biden.
Yeah.
But you couldn't do it for Trump. That was crazy.
You see that? But I really was trying to work with that person because I really do believe they were trying.
So, and then Snuggles, he is blowing up my DMs with Alex kicking a caravan and saying that justifies the unaliving. Blowing up my DMs because there's new video. Okay. I don't care, Snuggles.
Do you just go ahead if you don't mind, Fuzz? Could you at least could you address why that's not relevant to the situation?
Because I don't care what he did.
Go ahead.
Well, it's like Floyd. George Floyd, we all know, was not a great person. He did horrible things.
Right.
But he did not deserve to be pinned down with a knee on the back of his neck for 9 minutes. He did not deserve that. That's not how he deserved to go out.
Yeah.
Now, George Floyd also served his time. Now, if you want to, at the moment when he kicked the caravan and said, hey, you just broke my taillight, and charge him with a broken taillight, then charge him for that then. But don't 11 days later, don't tell me 11 days later, you're like, hey, that's the guy that busted out my taillight. He deserves to be pew-pewed. No. I mean, come on.
It doesn't work like that.
And brandishing a weapon, brandishing this.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah, thank you. And so W's in the chat for Fuzzard. No lies detected. I mean, this is what we're talking about. It's just so sickening that they will go and dig into his past to find just some sort of dirt to point out the fact that he was a bad guy. But you know what I say about that thing? That looked like a man that was laying his life down for his fellow American. When he kicked that tail light out, I said, wow, he risked his own safety to send the message to Donald Trump and ICE about what, just how evil what they've been doing is, and, saying we are not standing for it. So you know what I'll do? I'm going to give him, Alex, you get a round of applause, Alex, for kicking the heck out of that tail light. Now, I personally wouldn't have done it, but when you love your country the way that man loved his country, I understand why. And so all of us,
we don't know what led up to the kicking either. We don't know. All we see is him literally spitting and then kicking the taillight. Yeah. And that's all we see in that whole thing.
Yeah, you can replace a taillight, right? You can't replace a life. Big difference. Big difference. And I don't want to hear a single Trump voter saying a thing about that, because let me ask you, Fuzzard, did they destroy the Capitol on January 6th? Oh,
let me think about that. I'm pretty sure there was poop on the walls.
Yeah.
Poop on the walls. I'm pretty sure Nancy Pelosi was missing a lot of items from her office,
Yeah.
including the sign above her door that says
Brought
Speaker
the
of the House.
Confederate flag in there. Brought the
Confederate
gavel,
flag. Yeah. Oh, wait. But the Democrats.
No,
were the
wow,
Confederates.
no, wow, Dame. We got to call balls, and strikes. Did Trump supporters do a lot of damage to the United States Capitol on January 6th? And if you were to put an amount, what was way more damage? Kicking out a tail light or destroying government property? I mean, like at a large scale level. Give me a break,
With
man.
the attempt of destroying our democracy.
Wow.
Our democracy.
Thank you, brother.
Which they are still trying to do.
Yep.
So they're back in Fulton County.
Yeah.
Why is the FBI back in Fulton County right now? I mean, come on, guys.
Trying to rig the election again. These folks are losing, and they know it.
100%. Yeah, we're gonna bribe. We'll bribe Waltz now and say, hey, you know what? We'll pull out ICE if you give us the voter registrations.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, I thought it was about illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
Now you're saying no, it's because we want voter. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Give us a break. Tell them folks, all right? Well, listen.
I know it's abbreviated. I'm sure I'll see you in the Conservative Lives, my friend.
Yeah,
Keep up the good work.
Will do.
I love seeing you around, buddy.
All right, you too, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up to Brother Fuzzer.
Kingdom, take care.
All right, no lies detected. Uh-oh, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, oh my gosh, look at the time. Oh, you decided you can make it. All right, what do you got for us, Nutty?
Right, this is going to be quick. First of all, he did not give you the 3 points. This is what I'm sick of. I am so sick of these people saying, can we all just get along? Hell no, we just can't get along. Hell no, we can't cross the aisles. Hell no. So you can take that rhetoric back on your live and you can spin it whichever way you want it. Because Zeus asked you 4 or 5 times, give me the 3 points. Give me the 3. And you're like, well, first of all, let's talk about this. No, son of a bitch. No, you talk about the things that I asked you to speak on. Other than that, you shut the hell up. Because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this crap about you. Okay, let's find 3 good things about Donald Trump. The devil is a lie. Because here's the common denominator, Zeus. Here's the common denominator.
Yeah.
If he was a good person, 3 things to find good things about him wouldn't be hard to do. It would not be hard to do.
Yeah.
If you take the trajectory and you spin it on its head, and even though you don't agree with Joe Biden, you could say 3 good things about Joe Biden. But I got an appointment. I got to get out of here.
All right, W Nutty. That's how you get in and out on this show right there, what Nutty just did. Does anyone disagree with what Nutty just said, by the way? Because we're struggling right now. I'm really struggling. The gentleman asked us all a very, very good question. DJ, I see DJ. Hey, DJ, could you give us 3 things that you would say make Donald Trump a great guy? Let's just before the show ends. How many of you would love to hear the answer, get the real solid answer? Because maybe this is what we've been missing. Maybe this is why we don't get why y'all are so blindly loyal to him. What are those 3 things? And this is I can't get a Trump voter. Look at that. They just left my guest request. Nope, I can't do it. So the answer is nothing. Lady Boss, you don't see it either. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a huge W, Zeus. And that's actually a great place to put a pin in it. MAGA cannot get I've never heard this before. See, I've never heard or seen MAGA get so quiet. Not one of you have the ability to give us all what you believe are the top 3 things that makes Donald Trump a great person. And that speaks volumes. W Zeus, I got to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give each and every single one of you a huge round of applause. I don't know, but I think Santana might be live. You should go check him out too if you can, because he might be going live. But I want to give it, it really does need. Tom Homan, yes, he did come on today, and he said ICE is changing their tactics and they're going to be doing more targeted enforcement. So that's a huge W for the Democrats, because that means the American people have came to their senses about it. All right, seriously. But on a serious note, I got to get up out of here. I'm going to give one last round of booze of shame, and you know exactly who this goes out to. This goes out to every single one of the Zeus haters out there, and now I have to say it. All right, the guy that got in my box, Brave Creator, I believe, you asked a very great question What are the 3 things that makes Donald Trump a great person, a decent human being? And we couldn't get an answer. And that's going to stick with me. That's going to stick with me all day long. Because then it makes me wonder, well, why do you still blindly support him? Why? I don't know, but I hope this helps. Wait a second. I love you too. Okay. All right, wait. I gotta read what Dame put. Dame tried. Ladies and gentlemen, you gotta give him a B for effort, all right? You gotta give Dame a B for effort. I gotta read this out. He's resilient, okay? I don't know if you've seen his hand. It don't look like he's resilient. You see his ankles? I don't look resilient to me, bro, but okay. Next thing he said, what's happening? Great businessman. Are you aware of all of his multiple bankruptcies, Dave? Come on now. I mean, in the fraud he's committed. Come on, Dave. Great family man. Okay, Dave. You tried, but that is all a bunch of lies, all right? You probably, I can't even get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am out of here. Thank you all once again for tuning in today. It was a pleasure to do this, but I got to get up out of here. We are out of here, all right? Oh, yeah, you know we got to play. Let's go. Have a great rest of your morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Where we begin, what about money? Price sky, inflation, wow. Economy dying, can't feed your child. What about blood in Afghanistan, much left on behind? 13 soldiers gone, Joe acting blind. What about blood? Yeah, what about blood? Cognitive decline, everybody knows stumbling words can't finish a sentence. Pumping on strings, who pulling the leverage on his laptop, bullets for bills. Trying to cash flow, million concealed. Time to get paid, influence pedal while we out here struggling, pockets are settled. Weaponized Jerry, be our race. More not gonna storm, but 100 gets paid. Genuine weapon 6, locking up brands, but Joe's pacified. In his garage, man. Keystone cancel, energy weak. Depending on flows, got 4 bucks a week. I'm in the cities, soft on the streets, defund the police. Chaos for peace. Stole the whole election night. With the boots in the night. Yeah, that ain't right. All of my bottom borders wide open, let them fit it. Millions crossing, drugs pouring. Where we begin? What about Biden? Gas prices high, inflation wild. Economy dying, can't feed your child. What about Biden? Afghanistan, that's left on behind. 13 soldiers gone, Joe acting blind. Biden. What about Biden? What about him? Thinking, yeah. What about him?
Let's go. I'm out of here. Have a great rest of your morning. I'll be doing the full show tomorrow. All right. Keep up the great work.